All right, let's see what we can tear up and destroy right now. If you saw a previous video of mine from way back, I showed you some round, about dinner plate size things. They were kind of in a row, and I said, wow, I'd love for it to be dinosaur tracks, but I knew it wasn't. But I wasn't sure what it was. Well, after we excavated some more, dug around with the excavator and dug in there, we found out those round dinner plate things that were a different color from the lamproite. See, here's part of it. This is the lamproite, and this is part of the dinosaur tracks. I figured out they were actually mud bubbles. After the volcanic intrusion, we're talking about over at the Worthington Diamond Mine. We're just a half mile from the crater of Diamond State Park. After the volcanic intrusion, which was very hot, there were times of hydrothermal activity. In other words, hot water bubbling up out of the ground. Up from the ground come a bubbling crude, but this time it was just hot waters, and with it, it brought minerals, maybe calcite and things, or at least calcite rich in some kind of minerals anyhow. And when we excavated, every time I'd see a piece of, oh, that's part of that mud bubble, you know, I'd grab it, and I thought sometime I'm going to bust them open and see what's in there, and today's the day. So I got the hammers. I got to put in my protection because safety is our #1 priority, and safety glasses. And I know you're probably thinking that song, I'm too sexy for my shades, too sexy for my shades, but eye protection. So I'm gonna take a hammer and see what's in here. I'm gonna bust it up. Oh, this has a little rock floating in this stuff, but anyway, we'll I don't know if you can see that, but it's like floating in this once liquid stuff. So move it out of the way so you can see. So I'm just gonna, oh my goodness, maybe I'm not gonna bust it up. The pebble, the cobble rolled out of it. I thought I'd break them. Oh goodness, yeah. Well, it's just more of the same, but it looks to have some sand mixed in with it and some pebbles. Well, maybe the problem's I need to use my left hand, huh? Oh, wow, this stuff's like concrete. Well, anyhow, let's just see what all I can break. Okay, get out the bigger hammer. Wow! And a lot of my specimens rolling off the table. Let's see if I can bust this one up. Well, so much for seeing what's inside. Anyway, this is a little cleaner. Let's see, what would I say? Almost like gypsum, but tastes like a dirty rock. Anyhow, wow, I thought these would bust easier than that. Little old rock. Wow, this stuff's tough. This one's a little bit greenish. Might have some iron in with it, making it green. Well, the specimen's rolling off. Here's a thin one. Maybe I can smash it and see what we got. Wow! Anyhow, this is kind of like concrete, nature's concrete. Here's a thin one. What do you say? I bet I can get this one. Ah ha ha! Yeah. Well, I still don't know much more than I did before, but to me, it's mud bubbles. Well, I'll just do this with my bare hands. Oh, I noticed it was cracked, and let's see. Okay. Interesting. It's just hot water pushed this stuff in there and made its own cement like. So this is bubbling up from underneath. One thing that kind of interested me is when I knew I had hydrothermals going, these they might come up little, and then at the top they bloop bloop. I don't know. That's in my mind. They just bubbling up. So if there's a crack, a void, and a vug down under the earth, if you have hydrothermals, hot waters in there, as in a lot of places in Arkansas, up around Mount Ida and Hot Springs, you have hot waters that wash silica into voids. It makes quartz crystal. Well, here, yes, I'd love to find a quartz crystal vein, but I really think our quartz here would be amethyst, purple quartz. And the reason I think that is what makes purple, the purple in the amethyst is manganese and iron. And this is a piece of the lamproite. This is the volcanic lamproite that has manganese and iron leached into it. I mean, that's almost a solid block of the manganese and iron. It was one full piece of rock. I was going to bring it over and show you, and of course it busted in half. Of course, the stuff I want to bust won't bust, and then the things I didn't want to bust just break in two on their own. But this iron and manganese is goethite limonite, if you wanted the geologic term for it. But this is on the surface. And if hot waters come up and take this stuff down into the cracks, and this lamproite is full of cracks, if it took it down into a crack and there was a vug and quartz crystals were growing, this would make it purple quartz or amethyst. So yes, I'm excited to find diamonds at the Worthington Diamond Mine, but I would really be thrilled to dig into a amethyst vein. At the Crater of Diamonds over on Canary Hill, and also at the north end, various places at the crater, which is just a half mile from here, they have amethyst veins. And I have found some amethyst there. I found a nice piece on the surface, sent it to Thailand, and cut into two matching trigons and their earrings that my wife wears. So the only place in Arkansas you can find amethyst is at the Crater of Diamonds. I wanted to change that. I wanted it to be two places, the Worthington Diamond Mine and the Crater of Diamonds. Our geology is so much the same. If the diamonds came up from, say, 100 miles deep down in the diamond stability zone due to earthquake, faulting, and volcanic activity bringing it up, if you're coming from 100 miles deep and you're only a half mile apart at the surface, I'm saying it came from the same source. And what goes on at the Crater of Diamonds, if they have white or clear, yellow and brown diamonds, at the Worthington Mine we have white, yellow, and brown diamonds as well. At the Crater of Diamonds, if you have this hydrothermal activity that makes purple quartz, I'm hoping that a half mile away at the Worthington Mine there's a vein of amethyst, purple quartz. Very well maybe. I've only scratched the surface, and I've got a lot more digging to do, and one of these days I'm going to dig into a vein. And one disadvantage at the crater, when you hit a amethyst vein, you have trouble getting it out in big pieces. But here, if we hit it like with an excavator, then we could dig around it and just surgically remove a great big chunk, a huge cluster of amethyst, and that's what I want to do. This is amethyst and mud bubble that just kind of met together right at the side. This is the mud bubble, and this is the amethyst, lamproite, excuse me, the volcanic lamproite. I've got amethyst on the mind. But anyhow, this is where the two come together. So the hydrothermals made a crack and bubbled minerals up and formed this natural concrete stuff. And anyhow, I know a lot of hydrothermal activity was going on, which is what you need for quartz. And I do know the elements that make the quartz purple is also present at the Worthington Diamond Mine. So more digging and more discoveries ahead. So anyway, that's kind of what I was wanting to check into. I thought these would break better. I need to hit them against something really hard. But anyway, that's what we found, and I just wanted to show you, and I appreciate you watching.